Crunch ice cream cake that brings back all those fabulous memories. What you do have to have on hand are very good blanched almonds. Toast them in about a 350-degree oven until they're golden brown. You're going to grind them with 2/3 of a cup of cake flour. This is just all-purpose flour mixed with a little bit of cornstarch. And now grind these. Really kind of pulverize them, about 30 seconds. Let me show you what it looks like. Looks good. And nice and powdery. It looks like almond flour. That's what we want. Now, the rest of the cake. First, beat 6 egg whites. Beat these until they're frothy. Then add a 1/2 cup of sugar and a pinch of salt. I'll add the salt now and just get these nice and frothy. I've already buttered my pans. These are 7-inch cake pans, 2 of them. I've buttered them generously, fitted the bottoms with a piece of parchment paper, and then buttered the parchment paper. So these are ready for the cakes. And you can also preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So see how nice and fluffy these have gotten already? Now add your 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. I like to add it in a slow, steady stream. And you're going to beat these until they're stiff and glossy, satiny and smooth. Takes about 4 minutes or so. So there, these are ready to ultimately fold into the cake batter. So we'll just keep these on the side here. Add your 6 egg yolks. So these get beaten until, they always say, like a creamy ribbon. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to your 6 egg yolks. And a 1/2 cup more of sugar. These are going to get thick and a paler yellow color. So I think these are pretty much done. You can see a nice creamy ribbon. And now fold the egg whites into the egg yolks. And going around in a manner like that, you can see how much lighter this becomes. This is a very light cake. And now you can add your ground almond flour mixture. And then divide evenly between your 2 pans. Right into your oven, 18 to 20 minutes. In the upper half of your oven. So now I'm going to make the almond crunch. So 1 cup of blanched sliced almonds, 6 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of water. Mix this together. This will give you almond crunch. And it goes into a 325-degree preheated oven for approximately 25 minutes. Spread this in a thin layer, 25 minutes, 325 degrees. The cake's all done. Look how pretty they are. So we're going to cut the 2 layers into 4 layers. And you need, if you want a very professional looking job, this is a 3.5-inch, 7-inch in diameter springform pan. Line this with a tall collar all the way down to the bottom of parchment paper. These cakes will be dropped down inside here and layered so that when you unmold it, it's a very cylindrical cake. First thing you have to do, though, is make your sugar syrup. A 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of almond liqueur. Heat this liquid until the sugar is melted. And for an additional little boost of almond, add a 1/2 teaspoon of the very best almond extract. There. Not too much. It can get a little bit bitter if you add too much of the extract. You just want to, as they say, zhuzh it up. That's how you make the syrup. I have one that's already cooled. It's nice to add the syrup while the cakes are turned like this on a rack over a parchment-lined baking sheet. This way any drips will go down onto the rack. What you're doing with this syrup is just adding a lot more flavor and moisture to your layers. So the first layer goes down into the pan. There. Can you see that? Now a layer of vanilla ice cream, gently beaten with a flat beater to soften it to this consistency, like heavy, heavy whipped cream. And then just spread it with your offset. Now this is that lovely almond crunch. It's about a half a cup of almond crunch. Now your next layer. Another layer of ice cream. Another sprinkling of nuts. And your next layer. Another 2 big scoops. Now I started with 4 pints of ice cream, but I think you could get away with 3 pints. Some more almonds. Now I invert this one right onto the top. Wrap this with plastic wrap and transfer to the freezer for at least 1 hour. Overnight is fine. And here's our cake. Open the little clamps. See how this clamp releases the ring? Lift that off. Peel this off. And now I have one other little secret for decorating. I like to insert under the cake a few pieces of parchment paper like this. This will keep our cake stand clean. I've whipped up 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream mixed with about 2 tablespoons of confectioner's sugar. Just spread the cream all over the cake. Take the rest of your almond crunch and put it all the way around the top.